Hello, welcome to today's happiness practice, where I'm going to talk a little bit about what a happiness practitioner means to me and just being a basic day. Um, so, I am a happiness practitioner. And what that means to me is that every day I live my truth. Every day I do what I want because it is based on what I feel. It is based on, or I do my best to have it based on um, being centered in my world and my intention of creating a better place. Um, and it always comes back to doing things from my truth, whether it is an action or a reaction to something, whether I am working on bookkeeping stuff or on happiness stuff or on magic, what feels like it is in alignment with my truth today. And a large part, I like to say that about everything. Everything is a large part of the practice. Everything is the very important part. Everything is the core, which is true because it is all one. Um, the part that seems important today is the doing what I want and doing what I can section. I woke up like, okay, what is today? And there was the slight headache of having stayed up really late, um, doing other things and finishing creating my evening routine. I think it went pretty well. There was the usual morning, I don't want to get out of bed. And so I had some options. And it is all about what feels right. I could be sitting in front of the TV today under self care. I could be working again on the administrative stuff for the household. I can be working for clients. What feels right? And what feels right, what do I want? What do I want to feel? Has to do with the body. Sitting in front of the TV actually makes me feel very headachy, like I'm straining and trying to do something or accomplish something or understand something. Yeah, I gave it a shot for 10-15 minutes, not on purpose, but I did. Um, and thinking about working on clients' stuff. Sorry, I have an itch. Um, it feels productive in here. Thinking about working on my creative stuff feels light, feels bright, feels airy, brings a smile to my face. And that is part of doing what I want, is figuring out what I want at a specific time, the truth of this moment. Last night, one of the reasons I was up later, besides doing my evening routine, was that I was experimenting with doing clients' work in the evenings after the sun has gone down. And there is a window in there. Being too tired can also be um, a, a barrier to doing that work. But the brain kind of enjoys it. It has for the last 2, 3 times I've tried it. So I think that I am more effective, more focused on bookkeeping and that kind of work in the evenings where things have settled down, where It is okay to focus in where there's not so many possibilities of things going on outside. So that is something I'm going to continue to keep practicing. There is no right or wrong, just what feels right for the moment, consistently, in the head, in the shoulders, in the heart. And thinking about just working on my creative stuff today, which encompasses so much. It encompasses the making cards for people, working on the newsletter, working on Destiny Foretold, which is in its final stage. I'm doing the final corrections and posting it on my website, www.enicallan.com, so that people can read it and comment if they wish. Working on, yes, I have a small list. The perception video, if I haven't already said that. And knowing that I can only do so much in the time that I have allotted, because it works out that after a certain time in the late afternoon, early evening, it's a good time to get the dishes washed. It's a good time to do more tidying up. My brain starts kind of shutting down for the creative stuff and wants to relax. The body, of course, needs to move. So going back and forth on that really is the happiness practice for today, and consistently when we get into the groove, when we are at the point where breathing is easy, where we are centered, where we have fought off the demons in a way and are not feeling like we're reacting and not feeling triggered and not feeling like this, whether it is about money or about relationships or about what's going on in the world. When we're at the point where for the second or third day in a row, we're able to get out of bed and look at the day and go, I wonder what today is going to be. That can actually be more difficult than going through something, because when we're going through something, we know the steps. We learn what works for us, what kind of self-care we need, what kind of step back and breathe works best, what kind of meditation is helpful at what time of day. We learn what works. But when we are not in a state of crisis or trauma, it's that space of silence of, I'm not sure what's next now. There's so many possibilities, and I have to make a choice. I have to get to make a decision. And it could be wrong. It could be the most terrible thing. I could get to the end of the day and hate it. I could do it poorly. I could this, blah, 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 blah. The fear of making a decision based on just what I feel. That is the responsibility of the happiness practice. That is the best and the worst of it. So that is what today's practice is going to be. Trying my creative stuff, letting that be today, at least through the work hours. Feeling where I feel it. Does it match what I want to feel? Is it too easy to get distracted by squirrels? I wish I could show you my cat just lying here beautifully as part of my desk. And how does it work for me to just do that creative thing all day? How will it feel at the end of the day? And allowing it to be what it is, and breathing, and using what I have, and being in my body. And so I keep looking over here because I actually have notes today. Happiness practice is doing what feels right, living from my truths, making my choices every day to the best of my ability, So it is in alignment with what feels beautiful, what feels happy in my center. Doing only what I can, not trying to force myself to do more, to do better, to be the ideal of something else. Realizing that I can only do what I can in this moment. Paying attention to what I feel, where I feel it, and how it compares to what I want to feel. Today's happiness practice is being a happiness practitioner. I hope your day is amazing. I hope it is full of things that you feel in your truth, that the light is shining, that the creativity flows in whatever fashion your creativity takes place. And I hope we all have a great day.